So, I've had like this. The reason I built that, if you're watching my videos or if you're paying attention or you're following along, last week I built a video that was. Sorry, I built a video. I recorded a video where I was doing a Streamlit application on top of Snowflake, and it was really cool how simple it was. But the reason I even went down that rabbit hole is because I was watching a separate video about doing Streamlit plus MySQL and Python and using an entirely different Python environment. I was like, dang, this is like incredibly difficult, because not incredibly difficult. It's just more steps than I wanted to, because I had to have a Streamlit. I had to do multiple environments. Like, I don't want to deal with that. And I was thinking, like, okay, Alteryx. It just, like, I had an epiphany. I guess when I saw that, I was like, oh, these are applications. CRUD functions. Create. I had to look it up last week too. Create, read, update, and delete. So how are we actually interacting with databases through some application? And my next logical choice is that, like, App Builder is the new solution for this. So this is what I want App Builder to be. And I think many other people do, but App Builder would take a lot of the, if you watch that video, there was learning into note. I'm not a front end developer. I'm not even like, I would not consider myself someone who knows how to do everything. Well, maybe I do know how to do everything. Like, I didn't know how to write most of it. I knew how to, like, piece it together, and if I wanted to do anything like crazier, then I would have to spend considerable amount of time doing stuff. I'm going to continue that. I'm going to do the read, the update, and the delete functions in like another series, because this is I'm super stoked about that. But I'd like to do it in App Builder, because anyone with a less understanding of computery stuff than me may not be able to make as far as I did in the Streamlit and in the Streamlit tool. So what we're gonna do is I'm going to get into Cloud. To my Cloud portal. Let's give me a passcode. Sorry, guys. I thought I would be ready, but I am not. Actually, what we're going to do, we're going to go a little bit further. Decide later. File, open from device. Sorry, you guys are not seeing things that I'm seeing. Okay, so let's do this real quick here. So if anybody remembers, a few weeks ago I did an App Builder video where it's like, okay, this was the design that I had built out. What I need is for Alteryx to do everything we did last week in the same how Alteryx does stuff. So we're gonna duplicate this. Let's say we want to do the exact same stuff as we did. Cancel. The exact same stuff as last week. So, the exact same stuff as we did in that Mastodon video I did. I did last week. So essentially, we're going to have a completely new. Let's do this. Let's remove all this stuff, because I don't need those zeros. Okay, so let's talk about how I think it would work, and then I'm going to talk about why we can't do it now and how I'm hoping things will change. So we had two buttons at the top here. We had three things. So we have a artist name, form, and then we have a, when I say form, I mean like a text input. And then we have a, what is this? We had album name. Just, and so these were the two inputs. Then we had a button. That was like a, we'll just call it a submit button. Okay, so those are the three interfaces that we had. Now, what happened was that we would write something here, we would write something here, and then this would output to a database. Now, let's take a look at this here. I have to redraw how this would happen work in App Builder, so we're doing this together. I'm sorry, this one might be a little bit boring because I'm not actually building anything. We're just kind of talking about what App Builder needs to become. So let's create a new app. Let's say CRUD. So there isn't on the integrations, in the integrations orchestration section, there is no like output. So this has to happen at the engines. So let's go back here, and there needs to be some sort of, I'm just going to say this here. We're just going to say, I use Snowflake, so we'll just say Snowflake again. Snowflake output database. And so what has to happen is, this is a workflow. Okay. So we grab this. This has to write data here. So that's the goal. There will be other ones where maybe we read, but this was just writing some input here. So this needs to be able to write here. Now, there's some interactivity here. So let's talk about the Alteryx. So we're going to pretend there's a workflow here. We need to have a text field here. And this would become, we're going to call this artist name. And then, artist name, and this is just this artist. And then, actually, we are going to build this. But I like using this because it talks to me. Now, some of this we can't do yet, but I'll show you in a second. So type is going to be text. Artist name, and then album name. And then it's going to be album. And it's going to be another text. And then these are actually going to create variables, set variable, artist, choose the variable, new variable, we're going to call it artist name, variable type is string, no default value, and we'll do this, artist name, column, text field artist, boom. Okay, so then we're going to do the same thing here. So this album name, it is really easy to create these. We're just going to call it album name. And the variable type is going to be string, and the default, there's no default value. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to tools, and I'm going to create a variable here. And what we're going to call this artist name. Choose the variable. The variable is going to be, I'm sorry, this is going to be artist. And all we're doing here is naming the tool, so we're going to leave that, and then this is going to be text field album. So that's essentially going to write this. And then okay. So that's essentially all that exists in the orchestration layer for something as simple as what we built. So, how do I have this? How did I originally? Just gotta remind myself how I did this. So this is a variable. Got it. Okay, so we have the variable, and then we're gonna go artist name, and and then artist name. I'm sorry, this is going to is the variable. Album name is the variable. And then actually what we need to do here is move these down, and then we have sorry, here we have this. Okay. So we have and then we're going to do a line here and a line here, and then we did dotted lines on those last time. So this is saying that, okay, I have a tool in the well, we haven't even actually built the app yet, so we'll talk about that in a second. So, but this is saying that there's going to be some thing that interacts here that creates this, and then these write to this workflow. Okay, and then these are going to update something that's going to be put out to Snowflake. Okay. Submit button is going to be like play, which I think is actually... So I don't think this function exists either. So we'd want this to like run the workflow, all this. There's a play button now, and we're going to call this play. But really it just passes data through to like, here, hold on a second. So if I had a, receive that, view, open recent, select transactions, I think it's this one. Yeah, so on this, I must have built this in a different, but essentially you would put this in between these, and it would just stop this from showing until you hit the run button. So it would show up in your application interface, but it doesn't, it's not actually doing what we want it to do, like running this workflow. Not yet anyway. So when I say not yet, I don't know if it's ever going to happen, but it's March 25th of 2024. So if anybody's watching this in the future, it is not available now. It may be at that point. Let's see here. So we do this and play, and this also, I guess, would kick this job off. It's fine. Runs job. So this is the one problem. Like, this doesn't exist here. This doesn't exist as we expect it to. This doesn't exist as we expect it to. Let's see, font color, background color. It's going to be like a... So these two things don't exist currently, and then this also isn't supported yet. So these three functions are the problem, and then again, this doing this is what it exists, but not in like, again, not in a way that this it triggers the job. I don't know, this color is bothering me. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. So now those match. So these three things don't exist, which are kind of like the crux of this. Like, we could have these things update like a table, and the table shows, and maybe this we'll build here just so that you understand what's going on. But essentially, this is the thing that I would like to build in Snowflake. Oh, I lost it. Or sorry, not Snowflake, in App Builder, because again, someone with less experience than myself could build essentially what we did last week on Snowflake, or yeah, on Snowflake and Streamlit. So let's actually build here. So 15 minutes in, let's go for a build. Okay. Thank you for everyone who's made it this far, because I was kind of rambling, but also just talking about what's going on. If everyone followed that, awesome. Sometimes I feel like I talk and just like, I feel like I'm running in circles or so I appreciate everyone that does. It helps sort of validate my the words that are coming out of my mouth and onto the cameras or onto this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna launch this, and then what we're gonna do is now I'm gonna do something else real quick just to kind of demonstrate. So if I load a workflow and I want to pick a workflow, notice I can't pick. Can I pick this one? Hold on a second. Snowflake write back. This is writing to a text table, not actually the Snowflake. Okay. Is it upload to Snowflake? It is this one, and where I'm actually writing to Snowflake. Hold on a second. Upload to Snowflake. Hold on a second. I thought this is writing to Alteryx output. I don't believe this works. Hold on a second. So let's enable this again. And then it's saving. If I do this, hold on. We're gonna save this. I'm gonna reset this. Let's see, upload to Snowflake. It's showing that it's good to go. I'm curious. Okay, so in the past, these workflows would look like this. It would look like this. It would be grayed out because it's writing to a database. But all of a sudden today, okay, that's curious. I'm super curious about that. But so okay, so I have this. Regardless, I have this app. It still doesn't run the way I would like it to. Well, maybe it does. We'll have a run button here. Let's just call it submit. Okay, hold on. I actually have to build an app. Give me 1 second. We're gonna let's do a file, new workflow. We're gonna do text input, and we're gonna do what was it? Album, artist, album, and then I can't update a value. How do I do that? Okay, well that's another problem here. Like I can't. Let's call this CRUD sample. I can't change. I can't currently. So let's go back here. This isn't available yet. This updates record. This is updates record. This and so this and this. They need to get a color of. This, because this can't happen yet in the way that I want it to. Like I would want it to update these two records. So let's bring in this workflow, and we can bring it in, and I can say CRUD sample Snowflake, got it, text output 1, got it. Yep, that's exactly what I wanted to do. But what I need this to do is I need to be able to update the, I can't. Well, hold just a second. What did I just see here? Is there a way to create? It shows that there's a way to like push data into this, but that's gonna be a different day. But essentially, the important part is that like there's no way for me to update a variable into a value here. So that is this stuff I can't. This doesn't work. So we're gonna keep building in the name of science. And so normally, I would have it like, okay, there's a play button, and I want it to do its thing. Now, if we actually build the design layer out here, what I have are 3 things. So I have my artist name, and we'll expand this, and then I have my album name, and we'll expand this, and I have to create a separate title, and then a run button here, and then this will say, we'll leave it as text, let's see here, hold on, this text submit, so I'm just going to say submit. So again, this is easy, like on, in Streamlit, this stuff was like pre-built with using the Streamlit Python, so I didn't have to necessarily like build this, but you kind of have to understand how Python works to like update things here. Ooh, okay, just as a note, I was told this got fixed. Okay, well, it didn't break, so this is, we'll just say text color. I can fill that, but I don't care right now. So the idea is that like, okay, oh, I guess I need a header here. Do I need a header? Label. Oh, and it does have helper text. So those are things I saw. So this would be artist name, text, helper text, and then here we're gonna do album name. So essentially this is what so this was like so much faster. Not to say that the other thing was incredibly slow, but this, like I just did everything I wanted because I understand Alteryx, and I have some time in App Builder. So this, I mean, we're at 21 minutes in this video, and 15 of those minutes I sort of just explained stuff. So like we built this app in 6 minutes. Again, it doesn't do these things, but like the interface was done in 6 minutes. So this is my dream for App Builder. I want it to be able to do these sort of functions. Because again, this seems to be super easy to embed, and this took a lot less time, and you need to know a lot fewer things to make this work. So yeah, that's what I'm hoping. I think I don't know what I can say, but I think that there's some alignment with that team and myself. So I'm hoping that in the near future this is coming. But this is the important of everything I'm saying right now is that. If you are watching, this stuff or you're looking at Alteryx Cloud and you're like, I don't understand why I have essentially this reporting section and this app building section that kind of conflict with each other, it's because they don't conflict with each other. Now you can have reporting functions in App Builder, but App Builder should do this. App Builder should write back. App Builder should be embeddable. App Builder should allow users with experience in Alteryx the ability to build things out. So this is the important, and this is like, I want to stress this. This is like a differentiator, I think, for Designer Cloud, or sorry, the entire cloud platform for Alteryx. Because other than like the Snowflake stuff we did last week, and I'm sure it exists somewhere on Databricks, but like for this all to happen in like a single environment is pretty cool. Crazy even. So the competition is like what we saw in Snowflake. It leveraged Streamlit. I don't know really anything about what I did other than I built it. Like I don't know what it's cost me. I don't know where processing happens. I don't know. I'm sure that happens. It happens in my warehouse. But I mean, what I don't know what I had to do to get Streamlit. What happens when that button for, hey, launch a Streamlit app goes away? There's a bunch of questions I have about all that stuff. But this is going to be a huge differentiator for Alteryx. And for people that can learn to leverage this, I think you're going to find a specific value in this space. So this is my big thing. This is what I'm bullish on, if you will, is this product, App Builder, just because of the potential. So thanks everyone that stuck around. Again, a lot of talking, a lot of theory tonight, not so much building, some building, but not a ton of it. And I thank you all, and I hope you have a great day, evening, morning, whenever this meets you. I hope it's going great, and it continues to go great.